Hello and welcome to another draft log video here. This is episode number 13, and we're looking at a Kaldheim Traditional Draft that I did a little while ago. This deck went 2-1, and let's dive in. We start with a first pick of Elvish War Master. There's obviously Arena not saving the first picks, unfortunately, but this is definitely a first pickable card. It's a 2-mana 2/2, makes you really want to build elves. But even if you don't, if you end up green and you start with this early in the game, you play this on turn 2, your opponent's gonna feel like they really have to kill this card. And even if you only end up with 3 or 4 other elves in your deck, which is incidentally not too hard to do, it's gonna make a couple of creature tokens for you. So don't feel like you can't play this if you don't go all in elves. But boy, if you're all in elves with this card, it is absolutely absurd. So we take that one first, and on to pick 2 here. See what's happening. So there's a Runed Crown in the pack that we could think about grabbing. Stay open kind of early on. If we pick up a rune later, great. It's colorless. Whatever colors we end up in, it's going to be pretty good. It's a little bit on the clunky side, but I found it to be pretty good. Nothing else really jumping off the page here. If we really want to go for it with Elderfang Disciple and try to sort of stake our claim in elves, which is not a completely unreasonable strategy. It's going to fail some of the time. You're going to get cut, or you're not going to get enough, things aren't going to get opened, and you're not going to get there. But, you could stake your claim in elves. Black is pretty underdrafted. Elves generally pretty underdrafted. Just go for it. I could respect that too, but I think here I would probably take Runed Crown or Gold Vein Pick if we end up, again, maybe we end up dropping green altogether. This is, leaves you open to play a Mardu aggro deck, or even like a green-white aggro deck would be pretty good for gold vein picks. So, all that said, I think I'm taking Runed Crown here. Okay, we went for it. We were like, we opened the elf rare, let's do it. All right, so in the, currently, I don't know if I'd make that same pick, but I feel like I was excited to open this guy and see what we could do. So I made the Elderfang Disciple pick. I don't think that's advisable, but that is what I did. So here we go to pick 3. So we're forcing elves, or at least that's what it looks like. So my eyes always sort of dart down to the bottom right of the pack to see what lands are there. There's a Shimmerdrift Veil that would help us be green-black. It would help us be whatever 2 colors we decide to be. I love taking Veil early. Then you have a piece of fixing that's going to help you no matter what you do. So I think we just take that here, and that's what we did. All right, Follow the Imposters in the pack. This card is pretty powerful. Buff 2 of your things and then kill their best creature is real nice. So that would give me a little bit of reason to want to maybe be green-white. I know we have an Elvish War Master. I know we want elves. But, taking a card like Coma's Faithful this early, or Sculptor of Winter this early is a pretty tough sell for me. We could just take a very powerful card in Fall of the Imposter and see what happens. And that's what I think I would do here. Okay, we took Sculptor of Winter, so really leaning into the elf thing. I don't think this is the correct pick here, but it is a 2-drop elf, and if we're really looking to maximize this War Master, that makes sense to me. But I think Fall is the more correct pick and the more powerful card. Pick 5. Another Disciple, another Sculptor. So if we're on the Force Elves plan, which it certainly looks like we are, I think we just take another Sculptor here. Although, we've only got 1 Snowland, so we're going to have to pick up a bunch of Snowlands to make it really pop. Elderfang Disciple is at least always going to get you a card, or at least almost always. So I think if we're on the Force Elves plan, I'd rather take Disciple here than Sculptor. I don't think this is an optimal draft route, and I will clarify that again. But if I'm talking to my past self and saying you're being foolish here, but if your plan is to maximize elves the best you can, I think I would take Disciple here. So that's what I would take. We took Snow Island. So this pick doesn't really make any sense to me. I get that we want to support Sculptor of Winter, but what multicolor snow deck wants to be killer elves? I guess we're just potentially dropping 2 picks to take this island, and I don't like doing that. Our best card is War Master. We want to work with that as best we can. So, maybe I sort of quote unquote came to my senses at this point. I was like, I need to slow down. I need to stay open. I need to draft a snowland here. But I think that's a poor school of thought. Let's lean into the synergy. We've already spent 2 picks leaning into it. Maybe if we go back in time a bit here, if we had second picked, Gold Vein pick, Runed Crown, this pack's not very strong, but say we had done that into Shimmerdrift Veil, into Follow the Imposter, then, maybe at that point I could get behind taking Snow Island to just stay open or something. But, yeah, I don't love that pick here. I think I'd just take Disciple, but could also try to wheel Disciple. Maybe we'll see if that happens. Pick 6. So trying to force Elves. I think we just take Snow Forest here. It works with Sculptor. It's on color. Seeing a card like Coal this late in the pack makes me think that Red-White is going to be available. And that could be a direction for us to take if we had a Gold Vein pick or a Runed Crown. That would look pretty nice with Coal. We could think about moving in that direction. But I think with what we have, we would have to drop almost every pick we've made in order to play Coal. I don't think it's worth it. I think we take Snow Forest and, live by the sword, die by the sword. All right, so here's an interesting choice. Again, if we had stayed open, if we had taken some of those more powerful cards, Glittering Frost would be excellent. That would sort of tie together that Follow the Imposter, and maybe help us play sort of like a multicolor deck. In our seat here, with what we've taken, I think we just take Elderleaf Mentor. This card's excellent with War Master, and I think that'll work pretty well for us. I don't really see a reason to take Frost and try to become 5-color or multicolor Snow, because there's a lot of tension there with War Master wanting you to curve out and play a lot of creatures. So I think we just take the Mentor here. So we took the Frost. So you can already see how this draft is sort of diverging. It's like I made a couple of aggressive picks early to support this War Master, and then I was sort of like, whoa, pump the brakes. Maybe we need to stay open. Maybe we need to be 5-color Snow. It's like I don't think these two strategies are going to work together super well, but we'll see what happens. And moving on to pick 8. We see an Elf, but this is one of the worst ones. I don't think we're going to be taking it here. I think we take Replicating Ring here over Highland Forest, just because this will fix us for any color. Highland Forest being a land works well with Sculptor, but other than Sculptor, we have no real reason to want lands over just solid any color fixing. So here I would take the ring. We took the land. So I think ring is a lot better than I thought it was earlier on in the format, and I would have taken it here over the land. Let me know what you think in the comments on those picks. I always find there's a tension between wanting the lands because there's snow cards that care about the lands, or just wanting the artifact that can fix any color and does produce snow. But let me know what you think. And rounding out this pack, pick 9, we pick up another Frost. So now we're really looking like 5-color can be the thing. Too bad we wasted a pick on Elderfang Disciple early on. But, there's a chance that we're still going to rock it with the War Master. So Glittering Frost, pretty easy pickup here. I think there's nothing really else that's looking good to us. Alpine Meadow, don't like this one as a snowland. I mean, if we're going to be 5-color, that's cool, but this makes white, and white is essentially useless with snow. We don't have any red cards yet either, so I guess it's not really in competition with anything. Gold Vein pick is not what our deck is trying to do at this point. Not Vold Recluse is a reasonable 3-drop that we could use to block. So I think it's between Recluse and Meadow, and yeah, I guess you can lean towards Meadow with Sculptor and what's looking like a pretty good 5-color mana base. And here we take God's Hall Guardian. I think we might be better advised to take Seize the Spoils. Another card that kind of helps you splash and can get you out of a jam. Guardian's just not been any good, but I also respect that we don't have any creatures yet, and we might just need to to play something that can block, but it's so clunky and slow. The aggro decks are already all over you by the time you get this in play. I think I take Seize the Spoils here. Coma's Faithful, nice pickup. Provides a life gain buffer. Works with War Master. I like that a lot over Kennel Master. Master Scald, though, sneakily in this pack, we could speculate on it. We have enough, we got a 5-color mana base already, right? Double Frost and all these Snowlands. Master Scald is so good in the 5-color decks. It might be worth just speculating on it here that we get a Saga, because any Saga that turns up now, we can pick it and play it. And returning Sagas with this thing is really good. So I actually think that Master Scald might be the most correct pick, but I do see that Coma's Faithful works with War Master and is a solid 3-drop for you. Wield the Disciple, nice pickup. Infernal Pet doesn't matter. Run Ashore, probably not in this deck, but you could play it. Pack 2. So we can already see there's a couple different routes we could have taken. We could have had a Follow the Imposter, which would just be looking excellent in this deck. We could have had a pick. We could have gone pick into Cole and gotten cut in that pack, and we would have felt kind of bad. But there's a few different ways that this draft could have turned out. I actually like our spot heading into pack 3, but I wish we'd taken that Master Scald, because I think that would leave us open to taking some Sagas and really maximizing those as best we can. But yeah, I mean, we're open to anything. We're just going to take the best cards we see now, because we've got a 5-color mana base. So Draugr Necromancer, 4-mana, 4/4. If their stuff dies, you exile it and you can cast it. And if you spend snow mana, you can spend it as though it were any color. This card's really, really nice. And I think we take it here over Demon Bolt. Although we do need removal, I've found this Necromancer card to be quite powerful, and we've got a lot of snow mana to really maximize it. So I think we take it here, and we do. Pick 2, oh boy. So Rare Saga, this Bears of Lityara card is super powerful. We don't have any Changelings just yet, but even making a 2/2, turning it into a 4/4, and then having it punch something is pretty nice just on the baseline. I think we pick it up here. We've got the means to splash it. We got lots of time to pick up cards like Masked Vandal or Mistwalker to really just make this thing pop. If we're not going to take that, then we look to Arnie Slays the Troll or Path to the World Tree. Both cards solid. I think that would be a little bit of a closer pick. I love Path for fixing, and we are going to be able to activate it, so it's going to be at its best with the mana base that we have. So pretty close here. I think we take Bears, all told. It kind of just does all the things. It gives us a creature, which we care about. It gives us an elf, which we care about, and its removal, whereas Arnie is just removal and requires you to have creatures. So I think we take Bears here. We took Path. Again, works well in our deck. We're going to be able to sack it. It's going to be a nice pickup for us. I think we're losing a little bit of power level, though, by not taking Bears. I would take Bears if it were me right now. Moving on. Bunch of nothing, pretty much. I mean, Rootless U is cool, but we don't have any 6-drops to fetch with it. I think we just take Basalt Ravager here. We've got a reasonable collection of elves already, so this thing could be doing 2 to 3 damage for us. Still would have been a great pickup after having taken Bears, since Bears makes a Changeling, which makes this card better. Priest is an option for us, but I would like to wheel it, and we're still not quite there with Snowlands yet. So, yeah, I think we take Basalt Ravager here. That's what we did. Another Basalt Ravager, oh boy, or a Demon Bolt, or a Feed, or a Glittering Frost. Jeez, the hits keep on coming here. Man, given what we've got, we really want a removal spell. All 3 of these are removal spells. I think I would take Feed here, just to have a catch-all, get rid of anything removal spell. Looks like at the moment we're base green-black, so we shouldn't have too much trouble casting it. There's also a Draugr's Helm, which is sneakily also pretty sweet. And maybe that's the right pick. We got a couple Disciples that would like to wear this helm once the original creature is gone. I I think all told I would lean towards a removal spell, and I think I would take Feed here. We took another Ravager. We just took one, so we were probably excited to see a second. I think it's a great card, and I think it's going to work pretty well for us, but the ability to kill anything, I think, can't be under appreciated here, so I would take the Feed over the Ravager. Lots of differences in picks in this draft. I think here we just take Rimewood Falls, shore up our snow game. If we're going to wheel that Priest, we're going to be able to maximize it. If we'd taken Bears, we would really want this. But even to, sacrifice our Path to the World Tree and stuff, I think it's reasonable to just take Rimewood Falls here. And that's what we did. Pick 6. So Way Down's a reasonable option with double Disciple. These are going to come down early, and then we can just chump block something and then kill it with Way Down. I like that a good amount, and I'm not really seeing anything else in this pack that's looking good. Rune of Mortality is fine. Adds a little bit of velocity to your deck, giving you the card draw, and lets your Disciple trade, or whatever, or your little guy trade. I guess we're making a bunch of 1/1s with this, potentially as well, so Rune gets a little bit better that way. Feels kind of close. Yeah, maybe Rune's the better card. Do we have any equipment to put it on? No. Man, that feels close. I think Way Down might be the better card, especially if we're looking at that Priest coming back. That's a great 1-2 punch. Sack the Priest, Way Down their thing. That's where I'm at. I think it's Way Down. We took Bound in Gold. Not even really on my radar. I think we're doing okay for removal. I would rather my removal be on color. We don't really have any reason to want to splash white. Sure, we've got some stuff that makes multiple colors, but I think between these two, I'd rather take the on-color pick, but, makes sense, I guess. We do have the mana base for it. All right. Turgid Shadow. Pretty nice one here. Kind of a bomb uncommon. We're going to have some stuff to sack with these Disciples and this War Master. So I like taking it here. I also like Mistwalker, which we could definitely rocket. If we had the Bears of Lityara, maybe that would bump Mistwalker up enough that we would want to take it. But yeah, I think Turgid Shadow is clearly the pick here, and that's what we took. Pick 8. Yeah, I like taking a Dwarven Hammer here. We've got 2 Basalt Ravagers. We've got the mana base to make it happen. This card's super powerful. We've got Disciples to stick it on. Like it, and that's what we took. Rounding out pack 2, we grab a late Skull Raid. That's fine. We might play it, might not. Oh, geez. Okay, well, here's where I might be inclined to just take this Priest. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-ish Snowlands, plus a way to search up another one. I think Priest gets there over Raise. I don't mind Raise as a way to get back a couple of elves. We don't have a ton of elves at the moment. So yeah, I think this is a Priest for us here. I think we should take a Priest. Wheel the Rune, sure, that seems good. Wheel the Feed. Get out of town. Well, all right. We'll grab that, I guess. But, Draugr's Helm also pretty good. I guess we've got the Dwarven Hammer, so we're kind of okay for late game stuff. All right, on to pack 3. Oh, boy. Kind of a bomb rare here. Herald Unites the Elves, the Elf Saga. Man, if we had Master Scald, though, rebuying this would be pretty insane. So, put an elf into play from your graveyard, and it mills you into them, hopefully. Pump your whole team, and then the third chapter is insane. Whenever an elf attacks at a creature an opponent controls gets -1/-1 until end of turn. So, you can kill a couple of X2s on your attack if you're attacking with like 4 creatures, or just shrink their stuff enough that they can't profitably block. This card's super powerful. I think it's worth picking up here, even with, we've got 5, 6-ish elves. I think it's still good enough. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe Lindorm or Draugr's Helm is the pick, but I like taking Herald here, especially with Elvish War Master. We can just prioritize a couple more elves and just really make this pop. So that's what we took. Pick 2. Guy Berserker in the conversation here. Haunted Edge, Priest of the Haunted Edge, Snow-Covered Forest, Demon Bolt. Geez, there's a bunch of stuff here. I think I'd just take Demon Bolt here. Solid removal spell. We're pretty incentivized to play red. We've got some good fixing. I like taking Demon Bolt here. That's what we did. All right, pick 3. Keeping our eyes open for any sweet elves that we could take. Nothing here. Dream Devourer, not great. We don't have very much Foretell. So I guess we'll just grab, I don't know, Trickster God's Heist might be pretty good. We got double Elderfang Disciple. We're making tokens. I think I like taking Trickster God's Heist or taking Snow Forest to, well, I guess we don't really have anything that we want to make better, do we? We didn't take those priests, so I guess we don't need the forest. So sure, I'd take Trickster Gods here. Okay, we took Snow Forest for some reason. I guess we could wheel that priest. So, and we do have Dragger Necromancer, but I think this is a Trickster Gods deck. I think we could rock it. All right, Green-Black Duel is nice. The Elder Hall is nice to give us some more elves, and Woodland Chasm as a way to fix us in black-green is also quite good. Kind of tempted to just take the Chasm here. I guess at that point we just take the Pathway, though, because we don't really have any need for snow. And then try to wheel the Elder Hall. I think I like taking the Pathway here. We took the Chasm. So, you know, a little bit of, valuing the snow part of this card, which makes sense. And I mean, I guess it does tap for both colors for the whole game, whereas this one you have to decide. But I think the Pathway is a little bit better, plus gems, not bad. But that's close. Lindworm, Way Down, Snow Swamp. I think I would just take the Lindworm here and have a nice late game play. I think we're pretty good for removal. That's what we did. Nice. And here, Village Right's actually not bad with the tokens we're going to be making. The Elderfang Disciples. We don't have much card draw. We have a Scald Raid, and that's it. So I could actually see Village Right's making it. But I think with 2 elf rares, we just take Sculptor of Winter. We have a lot of snow lands as well that make it pretty good. So yeah, I like that pickup. And pick 7. Another elf here. Not a great one in Death Knell Berserker, but we could grab it. Or we could grab another Raise the Draugr to grind it out here. Now that we have a few more elves, we can return multiple creatures, hopefully, with it. I think Raise the Draugr makes sense. That's what we took. I'll pick 8. Another Sculptor. Over Priest. Again, I think because we have 2 elf rares, it makes more sense to pick up elves here. If we didn't have the second elf rare, I might be looking at the Priest here. But I think we just take Sculptor, and that's what we do. All right. Rounding it out, I like taking Drauggr's Helm here over Elderfang Disciple. Let's see how many elves we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with the Coma's Faithful. I think we just take Drauggr's Helm. We took Elderfang Disciple. I think that's an oversight. I think Drauggr's Helm would have been more powerful in the deck. Wheel of Bloodsky Berserker, which we may or may not play. And rounding it out, we get a Raven's Wings that probably makes the deck, actually. Gives us a little bit of reach. Jumps some of our bigger guys. I kind of like that. Elder Hall comes back. That's real nice for us. Way Down, sure. Priest, sure. Although we could have taken Village Rights here, and maybe we should have. We have 3 Elderfang Disciples to sacrifice. And looking at it now, I think we should take Village Rights here. And Draugr Recruiter. All right. So we went through a few permutations of the deck. We ended up going 2-1. Which is a sweet result. And yeah, I mean, the deck turned out pretty powerful with opening that second elf rare. I think I would have taken it in a different direction, especially early on. And we would have ended up maybe in a similar spot, but just without all the elves and the elf tribal synergies. I think we probably would have ended up with the priests and a more of a 5-color snow mana base, Bears of Lityara, maybe a Mistwalker, and just doing a bit more of a multicolor thing. This deck, I'm not sure if it's more powerful than that. It's certainly got a bit more synergy, but we're playing a bunch of 2-drops that aren't really that great until we draw our rares. So there's going to be a little bit of swinginess to the gameplay of this deck. And I think we could have just probably had a bit more of a solid deck that probably still used War Master, just not as heavily, and had like a Draugur's Helm, and just played a bit more of a 5-color top end game. But deck turned out pretty good, and that's how we navigated it. So hope you found this one interesting. This was pretty cool one to revisit. The deck did turn out pretty sweet, so happy to be reviewing this one. Thanks so much for watching. If you'd like to submit a draft log of your own, you can do so in the comments. Just drop the link in the comments, or do so in my Discord channel, which is in the description below. If you like this video, click like, and we do this every day, so click subscribe so you don't miss any draft log from us here. Thank you so much for watching. You can check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/AlRoMusic. We'll see you there. Thank you very much. Bye for now.